in the theater of the NBA, where star players are the leading actors. These are those who rise above even the brightest lights. Giannis Antetokounmpo and Nikola Jokic are the kind of stars who transcend the game, carrying not just their teams, but the hopes of their entire cities. In the early stages of the 2024 and 2025 season, both players have faced enormous challenges, injuries, roster changes, and the weight of expectations, yet they've responded in spectacular fashion, delivering performances that remind us of why they are among the league's elite.
The numbers are staggering. Jokic is averaging 30 points, 14 rebounds, and 11.2 assists per game. These aren't just MVP numbers, they're historic. He's shooting an efficient 56.5% from the field. He's really controlling the Nuggets offense right now. What separates Jokic is his ability to adapt. He's not just a great scorer or passer, he's both at the same time. He sees plays 2 steps ahead, and his basketball IQ is off the charts. But brilliance isn't always enough. The Nuggets supporting cast, so vital for their championship run 2 years ago, has been inconsistent. Jamal Murray, often known as a perfect Robin to Jokic's Batman, has struggled to regain his scoring touch. Michael Porter, while capable of big games, has been streaky. In Denver's recent loss to Dallas, Jokic was a one-man army, recording a 36-point triple-double, but the rest of the team failed to step up. Murray and Porter combined for just 22 points, shooting 9 for 27 from the field. It's a recurring theme that has left Jokic carrying a heavier load than ever before. But Jokic has said, "I always trust my teammates. We are a team, and we win together or lose together. And yes, we need to play better, everyone including me." Denver's depth was once a strength, has been tested. Role players like Aaron Gordon and Michael Porter are crucial, but the team's last 2 offseason losses, Bruce Brown, KCP, Jeff Green, have created gaps that are hard to fill. It raises an important question. How long can Jokic sustain this level of play before it takes a toll on his body and mind? This offseason, the Nuggets have required Russell Westbrook to sustain depth, even though he has been struggling his last couple of seasons and hasn't added much to teams. Christian Braun has a bigger role this season, and Jamal Murray has been playing bad since the Olympics, shooting at 39% from the field this season. Despite the Nuggets having a 9-6 record, they are 5th in the West after a rocky start. On the opposite side of the league, Giannis Antetokounmpo is on a mission of his own. Last year, the Milwaukee Bucks season ended in a heartbreak, a first-round playoff exit that shook the foundation of the team. This year, Giannis has returned with vengeance, determined to rewrite this narrative. Milwaukee has a man on a mission. Without all-star Damian Lillard in the lineup, Giannis Antetokounmpo carried the team on his back. In the first half, the Detroit Pistons dominated the game, holding down a commanding lead. Despite this uphill battle, Giannis was relentless, joining in 28 of the first 47 points, keeping his team within striking distance. It wasn't looking good for Milwaukee, but Giannis refused to let them sink. As the second half began, Giannis continued his offensive onslaught, and his teammates started to step up. The Bucks came alive in the third quarter, having a 38-24 run to erase the deficit and take the lead into the fourth quarter. Milwaukee clawed back from an 18-point lead. The fourth quarter had higher stakes. As both teams battled to the very end, the Pistons found themselves frustrated by a series of foul calls, but caught a break in the final second. Rookie Ron Howland was sent to the free throw line with just 1 second remaining. Detroit just needed 1 free throw to have the lead. Pressure was too much for the rookie. Howland missed both free throws attempts, sending the game into overtime. The momentum shifted entirely. Milwaukee took control of the game for the extra period. Antetokounmpo had a dominant performance, and he led the Bucks to victory. Giannis put a jaw-dropping performance. He had 59 points, lifted Milwaukee to a 4-8 record. Meanwhile, the Pistons fell to 5-8. In the Bucks' recent win against the Chicago Bulls, Giannis delivered a masterpiece, scoring 25 points in a single quarter, and once again, by the end of the game, he had 41 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists on 70% shooting. It was a performance that broke records. Giannis even said, "I always say control what you can control. Play hard, trust your teammates, and good things will happen." Tonight was one of those nights, but this season hasn't been smooth for the Bucks. A 2-8 start raised questions about team chemistry, particularly the blockbuster trade for Damian Lillard. A superstar like Damian Lillard is never easy, and the Bucks have struggled to have the right balance. To complicate matters, Chris Middleton's injuries have left a void in the lineup. Lillard hasn't shown any flashes of brilliance, but his adjustments to playing alongside Giannis has been slower than expected. The two are still learning how to complement each other, but there's a reason for optimism. Giannis' ability to dominate in the paint and Lillard's prowess from beyond the arc could make them one of the most lethal duos in the league if they could click. Giannis leads the league in points per game. The Bucks won 4 out of the last 5, And from one of the worst teams in the East, they now sit in a playoff position with an 8-9 record and 5th in the East. Doc Rivers has said, "We're not where we need to be, but we're getting there." Giannis and Dame are both unselfish players. They want to win, and that's the foundation we're building on. The Bucks' recent resurgence, winning 5 out of the last 7 games, could be credited to Giannis' leadership. Whether he's scoring in bunches or facilitating for his teammates, his impact is undeniable. But as the season progresses, Milwaukee will need more than just Giannis if they hope to contend in a loaded Eastern Conference. The challenges Jokic and Giannis face aren't new. History is filled with superstars who had to carry their teams through adversity. Shaquille O'Neal dominated in the paint while the Lakers struggled to find consistent shooters. Tim Duncan quietly led the Spurs through injuries and roster changes. And Magic Johnson, he reinvented himself every season to adapt to his team's needs. LeBron James carried his team to the finals many times. But Jokic and Giannis bring something unique to the table. Jokic's passing ability and court vision rival those of Magic, while Giannis' combination of size, speed, and skill evokes memories of Shaq in his prime. Both players are redefining what it means to be a big man in the modern era. The road won't be easy for the Nuggets. The Western Conference is a gauntlet. Teams like the Warriors, Suns, and OKC are all trying to gain supremacy. For the Bucks, the Eastern Conference is just as daunting, with Celtics and Cavs looking like legitimate title contenders. But if there's one thing we know about Jokic and Giannis, is that they thrive under pressure. They faced adversity before and came out stronger. This season is simply the next chapter in their legendary careers. Giannis said, "Whatever happens, keep working, never stop. That's how you grow." And that's the mindset they need. The 2024-2025 season is far from over, but it's already clear Nikola Jokic and Giannis Antetokounmpo are more than just superstars. They are the heartbeats of their franchises, carrying their teams throughout challenges and inspiring fans around the world. The journey ahead will be filled with ups and downs, but Jokic and Giannis lead the charge. Anything is possible.
Giannis leads the league in points, and his team is still under 500. With an 8-9 record, it shows that Giannis isn't the problem on this team. And whether it's coaching or any other problem, the Bucks are often watching Giannis get to work, and there's a lack of off-ball movement. Dame is also doing his part. Bobby Portis needs to step up. Chris Middleton needs to get back healthy, and we need some sort of Gary Trent from the previous seasons. While Jokic also needs help. During a blowout loss to the Knicks, they now stand in 9-7 record. Jamal Murray needs to step up, and so does the rest of the team. Jokic is arguably having his best season of his career, and it hasn't led much to winning. Both teams are mediocre, while they arguably have the best 2 players in the league. With these 2 players, both teams are arguably contenders and have the potential to be one of the best teams in the league. The question is, can the supporting cast help out the 2 superstars to get them over the hump and return both teams to the promised land? Things are bad for the Bucks when there's trade rumors for Giannis. Even though I don't think it will happen, they both won championships in the last 4 years. With much of the same core, they hope they can repeat once again.